Hi, my name is Amy, and we're going to be doing videos for the World of Saxophones, so I thought a good place to start would be with the creator of World of Saxophones himself, Rheuben Allen. Thanks for joining me today for this interview, Rheuben.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I know you've been doing saxophone repair for most of your life, for many, many years. How did you get into saxophone repair?
Well, when I was young, after I got out of the army, I played for a while for a living, and then didn't make a whole lot of money and things. So I started working in Indianapolis in a repair shop, and that's how it started. And then I had a friend of mine one time who explained to me that there are millions of guys that can play the hell out of the saxophones, but only a few that can actually fix them. So I decided to go into being a saxophone repairman.
So who were some of your clients?
Well, I started off in Indianapolis, and I moved to North Texas. I was going to start playing again, but there were kids there that hadn't even shaved yet, that were playing like they've been playing 100 years, so I figured I would never be that good. So I then moved to California. My friend Dan Higgins went to school there and graduated, and he said he's coming to California, and did I want to come out? And I thought yes, so I came to California. And in California, I did a lot of relatively famous saxophone players here. I had Tommy Newsom, John Bambridge, Bill Perkins from the Tonight Show, there was Johnny Carson Tonight Show Band, Michael Brecker when he was in town, Dave Koz, Kenny G, Everett Harp, Eddie Harris. I mean, quite a long list. Jack Nimitz, Lanny Morgan, Med Florian Super Sax. So I worked on a lot of very famous people's saxophones, and I also had a lot of beginning students and a lot of guys that just had fun playing the saxophone as clients.
So have you always done just repair?
No, I had a business in California called the Sax Shop, and I sold a lot of instruments. I sold Yamaha and all kind of things. And then in the big earthquake in, what was it, 93 or 92, somewhere in there, I pretty much got wiped out. And then I got ill for a year, and so after that I kind of decided to slow things down, so I closed the place. And been doing repair all the time, but I've done many other things in life besides being a repairman.
I know you've designed a lot of things. Can you tell us a little bit about what sax products you've designed?
Absolutely. I've designed, of course, I designed the Kenny G E series saxophones, the alto and the soprano and the tenor. I've designed for myself several Rheuben Allen altos that have unique keys, some unique neck features. I've designed the almost keyless saxophone, things like that. Quite a few things for the saxophone, but mostly I like designing necks and experimenting with necks and seeing how the different necks play and what they do.
I understand that you've written some books too?
Yes, my friend Dan Higgins and I, many years ago up in North Texas, wrote a book for the altissimo notes on the saxophone. And I've recently reprinted that, so it's available on my website. And then I've written some intermediate saxophone books, some advanced saxophone books, that sort of thing.
So do you play the sax much these days?
Not really. First of all, I was never a great saxophone player, but I hung out with all the great saxophone players in the planet and in the town and things like that. And so when I would play, everybody would think I should be playing like they play. Now, I'm at a repair bench 10, 12 hours a day. It does not make you play the saxophone very well when you're not actually practicing. So I made a conscious decision many years ago not to play the saxophone in public. I tinker with it, in my own room for my own pleasure, but not in public.
I understand that your first instrument and first love was clarinet.
Absolutely. I started playing clarinet when I was young. Most of the work I did was on the clarinet. When I came to California, I started a group with Lee Cowlett, Don Marquise, and Bev Dalkey. We called it the Hollywood Clarinet Quartet. It was a jazz clarinet quartet. We were guests at the Flagstaff Clarinet Convention for Yamaha. And I really enjoy playing the clarinet. It's actually my favorite instrument.
What kind of work have you done as a clarinet player?
Mostly just, a few little things, but I did some shows, some things like that, nothing spectacular. The Clarinet Quartet, we did one CD that's called The Cool Side. It's a very nice CD, and I'm thinking about re-releasing that again. We sold out all the first batch we did that in mid-90s sometime, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, most of the time I've been repairman. I did work at Buffet under Francois Clock for a long time, setting up Buffet clarinets, and I believe Francois to be the best clarinet and oboe repairman I've ever seen. And so I have a little experience in clarinet and more experience in fixing saxophones, but I have done quite a bit of work on the clarinet also.
Have you invented things for the clarinet too?
Yeah, the main thing that I invented for the clarinet was Bob Malone, who's the head trumpet guy at Yamaha, and I invented a thing called the interchangeable clarinet barrel. It plays as good or better than any barrel in the world, but since it looks different, it was a hard sell to people. The stability of we made the bore out of brass. The stability of the brass was much better than the stability of wood. The extreme low response were very good, but it just didn't really catch on. Yamaha sold it for quite a while, and they couldn't do anything with it. So I think that the fact that it was just completely different looking and completely different than anything that was on the market kind of shot me in the foot.
What other business ventures or interests have you gotten into during your long career?
Well, I've dabbled in a lot of things. The most interesting thing I did is I made a lot of low-budget action adventure movies. And for a while, my partner, Wilt Chamberlain, we had a company called 100 Point Films. But unfortunately, we had 3 or 4 movies in production and pre-production when Wilt passed away. And so when he passed away, then I just went back into the music business and gave that up. I really enjoyed producing movies. That was one of the things I liked a lot. And I've done a lot of photography. I did the Bobby Shoe poster and Alan Goodman poster for Yamaha. I've done a lot of CD covers, and that's kind of, photography is my real hobby. I do a little bit of product photography now for my own products, but I like taking pictures of either really old rusted machinery or bridges and things like that, or people. I enjoy taking pictures of people, particularly pretty girls, which is, I think, a thing most men would enjoy. But I really like old rusty machinery. I went to Mexico a couple of times, and all the cars are in the yard, and combines and things like that. I got a lot of pictures of just parts of all these things, and I really enjoy that quite a bit.
What about it do you enjoy?
I have no idea why I enjoy that. I just like looking at pictures of old machinery, I guess.
It's aesthetically pleasing to you.
Yes, yes. Yes, I have several posters that I did. I did a bunch of greeting cards and postcards, things like that. And they're still available on my website. They're kind of interesting. I did a couple of them with girls in a lot of saxophones in it, and I discovered that saxophone players are generally too cheap to buy things, and their girlfriends won't buy them posters of pretty girls. So it was kind of an average business adventure.
What business ventures have you gotten into outside of music and outside of photography? Well,
currently I've come up with a new line of T-shirts. Some are humorous, some are political, some are religious, some are about breast cancer. It's a very wide range. Some are about veterans. There's a very wide range of topics on the T-shirts. So they're also all available on my website for people to look at and that sort of stuff. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. That's my new interest.
Well, thanks so much for doing this interview with me, Rheuben.
It's my pleasure, and hope to do it again sometime. And I hope that everybody tunes in to see. We're going to do several videos with saxophone players and technicians and that sort of thing in the future. And I would like everybody to keep checking out worldofsaxophones.com for our new videos. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.